I am Mr. Gantt. Project Management. Chapter 10. Inserting Tasks. Learning Objective. Students will learn about tasks and how to add tasks in the time distance cell. Inserting tasks. Tasks are at the center of building a project schedule. Tasks can be entered into a time distance cell, entered in a Gantt chart cell, text or bars panel, or entered directly into the task list for a sub-project. Inserting tasks. Calendars. If you are using a default 5 days per week calendar, the tasks line is automatically broken on weekends and holidays, no work, indicating no work progress. This can be changed using the display settings for the cell. Select the cell. In the Object Properties pane at the bottom of the screen, click the Display tab and change the calendar option. Snapping. When inserting tasks, you can also use snapping to accurately place the start and end points based on constant time and/or distance intervals, as well as specified grid lines. On the main menu, select Tools, then Options. Select the Snapping tab. Naming. Enter the name of the task in the Object Properties pane, under the Details tab, or on the Preset toolbar. Layer. Every task has a layer assignment. Layers determine both the depth arrangement, stack order, visibility, and selectability of objects. The layer assignment for new tasks is the default layer, if no layer was defined in the library for the template. The layer can be changed on the Object Properties pane. Then Details tab. Appearance. If you want to change a line's presentation, select the Display tab in Object Properties pane. Of course, many other task properties can be changed on the Object Properties pane, including Sub-project. Every task is created as part of a sub-project. The sub-project assignment for new tasks is the default sub-project. Figures. Changing the figures for the task does not affect the data in the template, although the task can still be linked to the template. Calculations. On the Calculation tab, every task may have the quantity or work rate values assigned. Inserting the same task or object repeatedly or repetitive entry. To add multiple tasks or objects one after the other, click the desired insertion tool icon, for example the Insert task. And then, the Lock Insert tool icon to keep the active insertion type active. To change the default task template, press Escape to deselect the newly added task. The Preset toolbar will then show the list of task templates. Drag and drop task types to create a template type and a schedule. You can quickly create a schedule by dragging and dropping task types from the task templates library to a Gantt chart. When you drop the task type, a task is created with its start date at the location of your cursor. The reverse is also true. You can drag a unique task from a Gantt chart to the task template library to create a new task type template. Work with task list and time distance view in parallel. The interaction between a time distance view and a task list includes a task list tab beneath the Tilos Explorer. When you are in a time distance cell, you can click the tab to see a list of all visible tasks in the cell, with the same filter applied. When you select tasks in the list, the same ones are then selected in the view. If the task is outside the extents of the view's visible area, you are prompted to change the extents. If the task is within the extents, the view is scrolled to it. These features make it easier to select tasks and change them in the time distance view using the task list. Specify a default summary task. You can select a default summary task for the selected task template in the preset toolbar, so that each task is automatically associated with the summary when it is created. In this section, you will insert these tasks. Before you add tasks to your project, set up the Task ID scheme. On the toolbar, click the Options icon. Under Options dialog, select the Task tab. Under Task Group, next to the Task ID format field, click the Set Task ID icon. Set these values in the Set Task ID dialog. Set Start Value field equals 1. Set Skip field equals 1. Click OK. Again click OK. Select the time distance cell. On the Insert Object toolbar, click the Insert Task icon. On the Preset toolbar, select Earthworks, then Topsoil Stripping as the task template to use for the new task. This can also be set by clicking a task template in the Tilos Explorer. Under Library, select Task Libraries, then Task Templates. Select Earthworks, then Topsoil Stripping. Creating new tasks types on the fly. If the library does not contain the type of task you need, you can always select None in the task template list to create a task without using a template, or use any other template and change the task individually later. Insert Task 1 Topsoil Stripping. Place your cursor over the task's starting point, near the intersection of May 20th, on the time axis, and 2700, River, on the distance axis. Click and drag, from right to left to draw a line, to the task's end position near the intersection of June 14th, on the time axis and at 0 on the distance axis. Drawing tasks. It is important to note that whether a task is drawn from left to right, or from right to left determines the start and end coordinates. The end date of a task must always later than the beginning of the task. If you need to change the direction of the task afterward, click Change of Direction on the Coordinates tab. When inserting tasks, do not worry too much about start and end dates. You can draw the tasks roughly, according to a graphical plan, and then edit later with exact dates and coordinates. The dates in the table below are taken after rescheduling the final project, so do not be concerned if they differ from your input. The task templates to select in the preset toolbar can be located in different subdirectories, for example Earthworks and Canalization. Under Object Properties pane, click the Coordinates tab, and adjust, if needed, the start and end dates and coordinates to match your targeted values. Check Start Date field to May 20th and Start Distance field to 2700. Check End Date field to June 14th and End Distance field to 0. When you release, the task stays selected and can be edited in the Object Properties pane. Click the Calculation tab in the Object Properties pane. Enter these values for Task 1. Calculate field equals duration. Under Quantity field put 19,200. Check Unit equals square meter. Check Work rate equals 120. Check Unit Work rate equals square meter per hour. Check Set Quantity by equals Input field. Insert Task 2 Soil Removal. Same procedure as Task 1. Click and drag a task somewhere. Click the Coordinates tab and adjust, if needed, the start and end dates and coordinate to match your targeted values. Check Start Date field equals May 31st and Start Direction field to 1,700. Check Start End Field equals July 3rd and End Direction Field to 0. When you release, the task stays selected and can be edited in the Object Properties pane. On the Calculations tab, enter these values for Task 2. Under Calculate field, choose Duration. Quantity field equals 45,630. Check Unit equals Cubic Meter. Check Work Rate equals 240. Check Unit Work Rate equals Cubic Meter per hour. Check Set Quantity by equals Input field. Insert Task 3. Under Object Properties tab. Then, Details tab. Under Type field, select Hammock Task. Select the Categories and Structure tab, and check Confirm the Keep Own Distance Coordinates box to ensure that the hammock does not take the distance coordinates from the assigned tasks. It keeps its own location. Click the Add Task to Hammock icon next to the Tasks in Hammock grid and select Soil Removal in the first row of the task column. Your task's ID number may differ if you have created other tasks before this. The Hammock task monitors Task 2 Soil Removal task. On the Calculations tab, enter these values for Task 3. Under Calculate field equals Work Rate. Set Quantity field equals 45,630. Set Duration field equals 24. Check Unit equals Cubic Meter. Check Unit Work Rate equals Cubic Meter per hour. Check Set Quantity by equals Input field. Insert Task 4 by selecting the coordinate to the river from the Station Points Distance profile. Draw the task in the general area shown in the chart. On the Coordinate tab, click the arrow next to the start distance. Expand the Station Points group. Select River to start the task at 2,700. Now if the river station point is moved, the task will be adjusted accordingly. Also, check Start Time field equals June 17th. Check End Time field equals July 1st. Check End Distance field equals 4,000. On the Calculations tab, enter these values for Task 4. Under Calculate field equals Duration. Under Quantity field equals 10,400. Check Unit equals Square Meter. Check Work Rate equals 120. Check Unit Work Rate equals Square Meter per hour. Check Set Quantity by equals Input field. The quantity shown on the Calculation tab is smaller than for Task 1 Topsoil Stripping because the distance is shorter. Insert Task 5 as a summary task for a culvert. As a summary task, it will contain 3 subtasks linked to each other. In the Tilos Explorer, expand Library, expand Task Libraries, expand Task Templates, expand Canalization. Then, Culvert. Review how Culvert has 3 available subtasks: deck, riverbed, and walls. Before you insert the task, select Canalization and Culvert on the preset toolbar. Draw and adjust the task's coordinates as shown in the chart. Under Object Properties tab, Then, under Coordinates tab, set Start Date field equals May 20th. Set Start Distance field equals 2,650. Set End Date field equals June 17th. Set End Distance field equals 2,750. Under Details tab, set Type field. Then, select Summary Task. On the Calculations tab, confirm these values for Task 5. Calculate field equals work rate. Quantity field equals 0. Duration field equals 21. Check unit, leave it blank. Check unit work rate, leave it blank. Check set quantity by equals input field. Create the 3 subtasks using the values from the chart. First, the riverbed. Under Preset Toolbar, select Canalization, Culvert, then Riverbed. Under Object Properties Toolbar, under Coordinates tab, set Start Date field equals May 20. Set Start Distance field equals 2,650. Set End Date field equals May 28th. Set End Distance field equals 2,750. Second, the walls. Under Preset Toolbar, select Canalization, Culvert, then Walls. Under Object Properties Toolbar, under Coordinates tab, set Start Date field equals May 29. Set Start Distance field equals 2,650. Set End Date field equals June 6th. Set End Distance field equals 2,750. Lastly, the deck. Under Preset Toolbar, select Canalization, Culvert, then Deck. Under Object Properties Toolbar, under Coordinates tab, set Start Date field equals June 7. Set Start Distance field equals 2,650. Set End Date field equals June 17th. Set End Distance field equals 2,750. Press Ctrl in the keyboard. Select each subtasks. Under Object Properties pane, under Categories and Structure tab, on the right side under Parent Task, select Culvert. In the Insert Task Group dialog, select Canalization as the task group. In the Distance Coordinates group, under Method List, select By Coordinates. Under Start field, enter 2,700. Under End field, enter 0. Enter the Time Coordinates. Under Time Coordinates group, under Start Date field, select July 3rd. Then, click OK. Do not worry that Task 6 and 7 have different start dates. This difference is defined in the task group template being used. Select Task 6. Under Object Properties pane, under Coordinate tab, enter Start Date field to July 3rd. Enter End Date field to August 12th. Select Task 7. Under Object Properties pane, under Coordinate tab, enter Start Date field to July 5th. Enter End field to August 12th. On the Calculations tab, enter these values for Task 6. Calculate field equals work rate. Quantity field equals 2,700. Under duration field equals 28. Check unit equals meter. Check unit work rate equals meter per hour. Check set quantity by equals task length times quantity factor. Quantity factor equals 1 meter per meter. On the Calculations tab, enter these values for Task 7. Calculate field equals work rate. Quantity field equals 2,700. Under duration field equals 26. Check unit equals meter. Check unit work rate equals meter per hour. Check set quantity by equals task length times quantity factor. Quantity factor equals 1 meter per meter. Create Task 8 trench opening and Task 9 pipe laying by copying previous tasks. The previous tasks should still be selected, but if not, press Ctrl on the keyboard and select Task 6 and Task 7. Right-click and select Task Creation, then Copy Task. Under Copy Options Group, check Method Coordinates. Under Start Field, enter 2,700. Under End Field, enter 4,000. Under Destination Date Group, under Start Date Field, select August 1st, then click OK. Now, select Task 8. Under Object Properties pane, under Coordinate tab, enter Start Field August 12th. Enter End Field September 2nd. Select Task 9. Under Object Properties pane, under Coordinate tab, enter Start Field August 14th. Enter End Field September 2nd. On the Calculations tab, enter these values for Task 8. Under Calculate Field equals Work Rate. Under Quantity Field equals 1,300. Duration Field equals 15. Check Unit equals Meter. Check Unit Work Rate equals Meter per hour. Check Set Quantity by equals Task Length times Quantity Factor. Quantity Factor equals 1 meter per meter. On the Calculations tab, enter these values for Task 9. Under Calculate Field equals Work Rate. Under Quantity Field equals 1,300. Duration Field equals 13. Check Unit equals Meter. Check Unit Work Rate equals Meter per hour. Check Set Quantity by equals Task Length times Quantity Factor. Quantity Factor equals 1 meter per meter. This completes creating tasks. Next will be linking of tasks. Thank you.